Wow. Yeah, where do I start from? Bran, it's nice to have you back again. You're the most difficult person to track down. And a lot of people say that we're brothers, but even being brothers, there are two of the most difficult people in my line of job. There are two of the most difficult people to interview. Or three, one, your family members, your brothers, people that have become your blood men. And brothers is not necessarily biology, but people that you can take a bullet for. You're one of them for me.
Yeah.
Another one are your idols, people you look up to growing up. Beneath the Judge
Mm-hmm.
is that person for me. And then your great, your icon, Sondoli said is that for me. I've done first Sondoli said twice. I've done Finidi twice. This is my second interview with you. First one was audio. I was still in Brilla at the time. Now I'm on my own. So first off, how are you?
Perfect. I'm good. Very
I'm
good.
not, I'm not
It
asking
has been
how are you
long.
like what you see on the phone. I'm asking as
Yeah.
a brother to a brother. Bram, how are you?
Very good. I'm very, very good.
11 years is a long time to mature.
Yeah.
11 years is a long time to go through the storm. The last time we spoke was 11 years ago. Between that time and now, and I remember I told you leading up to the African Cup of Nations, and I said, Brian, I think you guys are going to win this Nations Cup. And your words to me was like, bros, I know, you said in Pidgin, bros, I don't know the way we did do, may God help us. That was what you said. And now you are
Yeah.
M, you won the AFCON, but then also that winning that Nations Cup also came with a lot of pain, knife in your chest, in your back.
Yeah.
Since then, life has never been the same for you. So let's
Yeah.
unpack this thing one step at a time. Let me ask you this. Would you rather you did not encounter this success? Do you sometimes feel like, in the words of Tenny in the song Hustle, that success is a trap?
Mm-hmm. Uh, oof. I would say no to that. I right from when I was a kid, the goal is to be, being successful. From back then in AJ, the goal is to being successful. So I won't say success. Being successful is a trap, or success is a trap. I won't, define it that way. But I would say success come with a lot of pressure, a lot of love, a lot of hate. So you have to be ready for all that.
My professor says that poor people don't get betrayed. Only the successful get betrayed. I don't know how true that is. I can use you as
It's true.
I'm not so successful.
It's
So
true. It's true.
has
It's
success
true.
brought you betrayal?
A lot. A lot. It's true.
Let's talk about a few of them. I mean, you might not be able to
Yeah.
unpack all of them, but let's unpack. Let me be your shrink. Let me be your
Yeah.
what do they call it? A therapist today. And
Yeah.
let's talk about some
Yeah.
of the betrayals that you've had. You've had coaching
Yeah.
betrayal. You have best friends betrayal. You have
Yeah.
You're practically married to a woman that you've never met, you've never seen, and you have 3 children with that woman. And in all of this, congratulations, 14 years married, 16 years in
Mm.
relationship with your childhood sweetheart. Congratulations.
Mm-hmm.
It's not easy.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Which of the betrayals that have happened in your life, if you want to put them in the category of top five, which
I
one
would
would be
say
top five?
I'll top five. One, I would say oh, let me say top three.
Okay.
Let me know use top five, because if I want to use top five, I will have to literally, break it down and, just mark everything. I would say three. One is friends, two is, coaches, three is best friend. So there's friend and there's best friend. You understand? It's two different. A friend and a best friend. Best friend is the person that you both of you sleep together, eat together, go out together, do literally everything together. And a friend is just a person that you just run, into maybe one, two times like that. So then coach. Let me just leave it like that.
And then you said,
Family, I won't go to family aspect because family, that one is
normal.
different. I will not, yeah, it's normal. It's normal. So I would say friend, best friend, who is like a brother, and coaches.
Now that you said this, now I don't know where I belong, whether I'm friend, best friend, family. I don't know where I belong, but I'm somewhere in the midst of this big sea. But let's try to still throw a net, cast a net so that we'll pick them.
Yeah,
Can we like talk about some of the incidents of betrayal? Because every time I think of Brownie there, the first thought that comes to my mind is betrayal. Like this guy been
yeah,
betrayed, this guy been sold out, this guy been stabbed in the back.
yeah,
And people look at me and say, every time they think about me, controversies. You is
yeah.
betrayal, betrayal, betrayal. So let's talk about some of those. How
Okay.
did you 2007, you came into the limelight, the attention of everybody, and a young
Yeah,
man playing, a very young kid playing for Ocean Boys.
yeah.
There is a Yomi Ishikure, if I can pronounce that name very well,
Correct.
did a very key
Correct.
part. There is a Aji
Correct.
Gaba, who also played a very key part. But how
Yeah.
did you make it into Ladamboso's Canada 2007 team?
Okay. Here we go.
Because I
So
heard that they used to bribe the coach to get position. So I want to know if you know those who bribe.
Yomi met me in Ajegule. Um, took me from my my father figure. There's a man who is called Don Kefe. I don't know if you know him.
Like,
It's
are you really
it's the
serious
one
right
who is the one who saw me and said, "Look, son, I want to mentor you. I want to be like a father to you, and you'll be under me. And when we found something good for you, you can travel out." I'm like, cool. So Don took me from Ajegule. At that time, I was in Ajegule. I have nowhere to stay. I sleep from house, like from boys' house to boys' house. Like I sleep here today, I sleep here tomorrow. I go, like just hopping from one house to another. So after training one morning, I confronted Don. I said, "Look, Presido, we'll call him Presido." I said, "Presido, um, I don't have where to stay. So I will at this moment, I don't even have what to eat." So Don, after every training, Don will give all the players like 1,000 naira. So Don always give me 2,000 naira for feeding and transportation back home. So I told Don, I'm like, I don't have where to stay. So Don, like, okay, I have a house in Festac. There's no one. It's like it's high getaway house. Sometimes if he's not going back to Ireland, he'll just go there and just chill. So you're like, okay, I'll speak to someone, and so from there you can get the key and you can be staying there. I was so happy. One bedroom, self-contained, nice, AC, TV, everything was nice in the house. So that's where I was staying. So from there, I every morning I transport myself to Ajegule for training, then back to First Start. So one morning after training, I just saw a guy came to me and he said his name is Yomi, and he said, "Do you want to play the Nigerian League?" At that point, I'm even fed up of training every day. Like, you get to a point that you play, you start asking, boy, what did they happen? Did they do me? Or how long? How long? And it's not like I'm old, I'm a young boy, but that's just I just want to make it. That's anxiety, and I want it to happen fast. So Yomi was like, okay, um, pack your bag. The next day you are going to Bayelsa, and don't tell Don. I I want to tell Don, I want to like call him and let him know. But Yomi was like, I've told Don, and Don did not accept for you to make this trip. Don don't want you to play Nigerian League. Don just wants you to travel out. Don't even play Nigerian League. So I now see Don as the person that is stopping me from my greatness. The way Yomi put it to me, like we have even told him that when you sign, we'll give him some share. He didn't even accept. He wants you to be here. And the thing that even triggered me, the thing that even it's not like he used something to, like people say that he used jazz. But for me, it's nothing with jazz. But the thing that really forced me to leave at that time is desperation. One, I'm tired of staying in Ajegule. Two, I want to make it. Like I can't wait. The anxiety and seeing myself playing in Nigerian league and doing very well from there. I can, because Yomi break everything down from Yomi say, by the time you play Ocean Boys 1 year, I can take you to under 20. From under 20, you go to the senior national team. So that's my dream. You understand? That's what I want in my career. So meanwhile, Don may have those plans, but Don have not sat me down to let me know what is his plan for me. You understand? So Yomi just hit the nail on the head. So the next morning I packed my bag. That's how he came to pick me from First Tag, took me to my 2 bus station, boarded the bus straight to Bayelsa. I got to Bayelsa, I become the king in the team. Like everybody loved me. Everybody, all the boys, the players, the coach, everybody who Bayelsa, in fact, everybody loved me. So I did very well, scored a lot of goals. From there, Yomi now told me that I have an invitation for under 20. That's how I got there. But I know for sure that to have a breakthrough, like to come into the national team, you have to tie some knots. Without that, there is no way a boy from Ajegule and playing in Nigerian Premier League can go straight to under 20 national camp. Meanwhile, before Yomi draft me to the under 20, I've been going to under 23 home base game, under 23 home base game. I've been going there. I've been playing with the team, so I'm like part of the team already before Yomi drafted me to under 20. So I believe that he spoke to Boso. They have their way how they sort themselves out. But I believe that for sure, like they sort themselves out. Let me just put it that way. Yeah.
But you as a person never like, you didn't get involved in that sorting out.
No. I've never, like paid money to a coach or maybe be in a place where they, gave a coach envelope. I've never been, I've been hearing it, but I've never been there.
Right. From 2007, when you played 2007 in Canada, you were exceptional. You were one of the bright lights of the tournament. Young, fine boy that was playing some, you didn't have respect anyway for your opposition. But just using them to mop the floor. And Dairo came into the picture. I'm sure you know Dairo in Switzerland.
John Dairo.
Yeah, John Dairo came into the picture, requested that, I need this boy. If they don't give me this boy, I'll commit suicide. And, that's where the arrangement was made for you to go to Canada. Now, the whole thing, I think Yomi went to Ajigafa. They bought you a flight ticket. And then you didn't travel with that flight ticket. They have to buy it.
Yeah.
Please explain to me what happened. Because this is a guy who was, this is a guy, let me build up why I'm asking this question. Desperate to make it.
Yeah.
Now you went to the World Cup. Then is this, take this money, take this ticket, travel. Something happened, that one, whether you expire, whether I lost, give me the story. The bad story of that. I mean, we're bearing it all. On this show, you bear it all. What happened to that ticket?
Okay. Actually, the ticket did not get lost. That was a lie. The truth is that it was Friday Kuja. You know Friday Kuja now?
Yeah.
Friday Kuja. Friday Kuja had a call, spoke to Ederson Ichejile, said that they need a striker. This was after the World Cup, the under 20 World Cup. Said they need a striker in Rennes in France, and that he need my number. That's how Ederson passed my number to Kuja. So Kuja was on my phone every day. Yeah, we need you. Send me the invitation. Send me everything. Send me your passport. I sent him. Everything was going well, but Friday Kuja refused to be open You understand? He refused to let us know what is happening. Like, okay, where are these boys staying? Who is inviting this boy? He don't want Yomi to know about it. He's even telling me that I should cut Yomi off, that I should travel with him. Yomi was like, you're not going to go anywhere. That if Friday Kuja is not open to me, I will not let you travel. That's how I took an empty suitcase. Day of the flight, Edas is already at the airport waiting for me. So Yomi, I slept in Yomi house the night before. So Yomi drove me to the airport. I picked my suitcase. It was empty. The plan was when you get to the airport, receive your Friday could just with my passport. So there's no way I will run away with just, so I've given the passport ready to, submit at the embassy to get the visa and everything. So the passport is with him. So to get my passport back from him, this was the plan me and Yomi we had. I arrived at the airport, checking the empty suitcase. Then Friday Kuja already had my boarding pass and my passport with him. Ederson is with just, like stood close to him. So I grabbed my passport and my boarding pass. So I said I want to use the restroom. So I checked in an empty suitcase. Why he did not suspect my move was he said, when you get there, they're going to give you everything. Don't even carry a kit. Don't everything. Football shoes, jersey, and everything. So I checked in the empty suitcase, took my boarding pass and my passport, and I said, I'm going to the restroom. Meanwhile, Yomi is already outside, warming the car, waiting for me. So from the you know how Muritala Airport is now. You from up, you can go step, follow down, follow back. From there, I went out, entered the car with Yomi. I went back to Yomi's house. So Friday Kuja was calling me. So the gist that I told him was I lost my passport and the boarding pass at the airport. That's how I put it. Because he knew that Yomi was the one who came to pick me, and Yomi was the one who don't want me to travel. But I say to him that, look, I lost my passport at the airport. So that's the gist.
Now, is it safe to call you James Bond 007, the black one?
Man, I've took a lot of
Jason Bond, or you are Jason Bond, Bond Identity. Which one? Which role best fits you now? Jason Bond, Tom Cruise.
The trust I have, the trust I have for this Yomi Ishekure, the trust. Like when he says something to me, I don't go against it. You understand? I just believe that since this guy already told me the plan he has for me, let me just stick with him. You understand?
Yeah.
He might be lying to me, but
he was transparent with the plan. There was the plan.
Exactly. There was the plan. And he just fit in what I want my career, how I want my career to go. You understand? That's how I stay loyal to him.
Brad, you're crazy. But you're crazy, Sha.
I know, but some people love me for that, and some people dislike me for that. But
I actually love you for your craziness.
That's part of life.
You're a fine boy, you're a good football player. So crazy, I can accept that. And then you're intelligent, so I like that. And you went to Switzerland. So let's join. Because your football, what a lot of people don't know is that your football career is filled with a lot of craziness that can make an entire. I was sitting with my partner Larry the other day, and I said, there are 2 Nigerian players, or 3, Judo Igalo, Ahmed Musa, and you, that we can do a story biopic on, and it will be a blockbuster. So you went to Switzerland. Walk us through the whole process, getting another ticket, following the plan of Yomi Ishekure, going to Switzerland, and Brown became this guy, this superstar that we know him.
Okay, so after the Canada World Cup, there's a scout that passed a video clip to John Dario that he found a very good player. So John Dario now contacted the guy. So the guy now reached me on IG and said, they are interested. They want to talk to me. That time, they was reached me on Facebook and said, we want to get in touch with you or your manager. We have a deal for you. So that's how I passed Yomi number to the guy. So the guy now passed it to John Dario. So John Dario and Yomi have been talking, making their plans and everything. So Yomi is okay with it. Me going to Switzerland to start my football career and everything there in Europe. Meanwhile, I was still in Bayelsa Ocean Boys, still training, still playing, training and playing football. Yomi is just giving me the feedback, like, okay, we spoke today, we talked today, this, that, this is what is going on. And so me, I'm already preparing myself that I'm leaving soon. You understand? I've already, he's with my passport. So he has already went to the embassy, but everything is ready. So our last league match, after the game, after the last league match, the next day they said they're going to pay us. We should come to the bank. So me and my best friend, Yomi, Nia Konde, we jump into a bike, heading to the bank to collect our small money where they owe us. Before you know, and so car came from nowhere, T junction, brush me and this guy, fall on the ground. I had a deep cut on under of my knee, almost close to my knee. A deep cut. I was on the floor. I even thought I don't know. I was just there crying. So Nii now ran to me when he saw I was wearing a jean, but the impact, the heat that the car, the impact of the accident tore my jean. So I had a deep cut under my knee. So Nii came to me, he saw it, Nii was crying seriously. So I haven't even see, I wouldn't even like look at how bad it is until Nii now start calling the other players that they are already at the bank waiting for us. Me now call them, Brown had an accident, this, that, where? So they rushed me to Singabele Hospital. I don't know if you know the guy. It was one of the big hospitals
I know Singapore.
in Bayelsa. Yeah. So we got there. When we arrived there, I haven't even like saw the injury, like nothing. I was just there crying because of the pain. Man, when they take off my jean, when I saw the wound there, man, that was when I said, it's over. There's no way. We had this accident in December. I'm supposed to travel the next, like January, the next year of it. So we had the accident 23rd, 2007. I'm supposed to 23rd December 2007. I'm supposed to travel 2008, sorry, 2008 January. So it's just weeks to when I'm going to travel. So that's how I find myself in the hospital, man. I was so sad. I was crying. The players too, anytime anybody came to visit me, the person will be crying, even me too. Like it was really hard. It was really tough for me that period. For me, I just felt like it's over, like it's done. There's football is no more. Like there's no way I can recover and travel and sign a contract with this deep injury, this deep cut on my down of my knee. So as God may have it, I recovered, but not 100%. Yomi came to visit me from the hotel. John Dyer have been calling Yomi. What is happening? What is happening? Brian is supposed to be here by now. The team is getting ready for preseason and this and that. So before Yomi came to Baisa, Yomi was already lying to him like, Brown had a family problem. He had some issues in his family and this and that. So when Yomi came to the hospital, John Darrow called Yomi again. So Yomi was like, look, it's John again. What am I going to say? I said, Yomi, just tell him, man. Just give him the news. If it will be, it will be. Like even me, I'm like, it's done. There's no way I'm gonna travel like that. I said, just give him the news. So that's how Yomi start crying. Yomi start crying. Me too. I'm like crying. I'm like, what is happening? And so Yomi now like clean his eye. And I now pick the phone and he said, John, how are you? John said, yeah, where's Brown? Yeah, but John, I have something to tell you. So Yomi now walk away from the room that I was working. Like, I mean, I'll say he told him that, I had an accident. Like, he's not sure if I can make this trip. Like, we should just, cancel the whole thing. That maybe when I'm better, I can still travel. But from the look of things, that the injury is really serious. So John Daddy was like, "How serious? Did he take a picture and send me? Let me see." So I was on the bed. Yomi came like with his BlackBerry phone and took a picture of my knee. So now send it to John. John was like, "What did the doctor say?" The doctor said, between 2 to 3 months he will be fine. He can walk, but we don't know how long it's going to take to play again. So John Jarry is like, put him in a flight, let him start coming. That's how my life changed, man. I'm telling you. So that's why I said my story, there's no man on earth who sign a contract limping to a office and they give you a contract to sign. I've never heard it before. Never. I'm the only Nigerian, the only player in the world that traveled to Europe with flip-flops and shorts, no socks, flip-flop and socks and shorts and winter jacket from Ikotu and the most rough and rugged bag ever that I've ever seen in my life to Europe for the first time. Even till today, my teammate then in Switzerland, they're still laughing at me till today. That came to Switzerland looking like you are from
Refugee.
you are a beggar. Yeah, thank you. Like till today,
I get it.
like they are still laughing at me. So I found myself in the flight. I was crying in the flight. My leg was bleeding because they dressed it, but it's still bleeding. I don't know, but finally I arrived. There's a car waiting for me. They picked me from the airport straight to the hospital. By the time we get to the team doctor, then they asked me to, I came in, I sat down, removed my shirt and everything, and like, okay, lie down, I lie down. So he now said John Darrow should excuse him. So John Darrow excused him. John Darrow and the team doctor, they left the doctor that is supposed to take care of me. So the doctor now checked me, remove the bandage. The bandage have like glued the surface of the injury. So they took their time to like unwrap it and everything. So when he saw it, he was asking, do you feel pain here? I said a little bit. So he now said, okay. So he left the room. Then from the room, there's a door, that is see-through door. You can see the people outside. So I saw John Dario with the team doctor and the other doctor that took care of me. He was just shaking his head like this, like he was talking, he was shaking. So John Dario was looking at me. John Dario's face was like just, I can tell that, man, this guy is really sad. So John Dario came to me in the room and said, look, doctor said you will need 6 months to recover. And because the injury now, they're going to retreat it, that they will remove all the stitches, they will restitch it, and you are not going home, that just stay here, doctor. So as I arrived, I was in the hospital, straight to operation, second operation. The doctors, nurse, everybody come, drip, this, that. So that night, they reoperate me. They remove all the stitches. I don't know how they do, but after, I don't know how many hours it took, but I just woke up in a theater.
Yeah, after 6 months, you were good, and then you meet your coach for the first time, meet your team, and then what they said to you, and
Yeah.
rehab. So that young players that get injured know also the process. You don't just get from the hospital and then you go straight to play football. So let's talk a little bit about the rehab process you went through. Who did you see was a therapist? You learned how to use your leg again, kicking, medicine ball, and all those treatments.
Okay, when I left the hospital, I was placed under a physio who pass me through rehabilitation and, get me back to start playing again. So it was fast. After like 3 months, I was able to run, to hit the ball, but not with full force, like 60%. Then from there, I was good. Then we had a friendly game. They want me to play like 10 minutes just to check if I'll be good. Me, as I've not played football for long, and I'm so eager to impress and everything. I went too hard on myself. Before you knew, I got injured again. The leg torn, start bleeding. So I have to go back to the hospital. They treated me. I stayed another 3 months out. Because it was just a little tear, it's not like deep, just a flesh wound. So went back to the hospital, they stitched it again. Then I start another phase of rehabilitation. Then before you knew it, the rest become history. I start playing normal, start running, start banging goals, and before you knew, I was shipped out of Switzerland to France.
Okay, so let's talk about France. Because in Switzerland, first off, they gave you a teacher to teach you language, French language or so.
In Switzerland, yes.
You were
Yes,
learning
they did that.
Swiss, and then you went to France. You have to learn
Just French.
Okay, good. You have to learn the language.
Mm.
Probably you just carry on with the French that you know how to speak for Switzerland. And how did the
Yeah,
deal?
Sorry?
How did the deal to France happen?
Okay, so there's this agent that contacted the club that they need my contact. So the club passed him my contact. So he called me and said there's a club in France that need a striker ASAP because their striker went for holiday and involved in a serious ghastly accident, motor accident, and he cannot come to join preseason. That they need a player ASAP, a striker ASAP. So I passed Yomi number to the guy. They contacted Yomi. Before you know, two club agreed. That's how I moved to France.
And how was the settling in like?
It was, to be honest with you, it was not that hard. Why? Because the language already in Switzerland, I played in the French speaking side in Switzerland. So I've been trying to my French is a bit good by then. So going to signing in social was really easy for me. Though it was difficult for me to grant an interview with French, but I understood everything they are saying. Like I push myself to watch only French stations so I can really understand the language. And it was good. Before a year, 9 months or 10, I was good speaking French.
Now, when you play on the 20s, it's not a guarantee that you play in the Super Eagles. Some people play on the 17 or the 20, people make it to the Super Eagles. You went to Switzerland, played for a club with the most difficult name to pronounce. If you notice, I keep saying Switzerland because I don't want to pronounce
Neuchâtel Xamax.
Xamax. I don't want to pronounce Neuchâtel Xamax, but then you went to Sochaux, and it was a good move. It was a good move for you, for your career. You're playing in a league that, have given opportunity to other Nigerians and other French, African players.
Correct.
Having said that, when did the first call to the senior national team, the Super Eagles, I'm not talking of the home base Eagles, the senior Super Eagles, when did that call come in and how?
I just finished training that day. I went to. Are you talking about the one for the Nations Cup?
No, your first invite to the senior to play your first.
Oh, my first invite was I just finished training. I was driving home, so Yomi was trying to call me. I was busy in the call, so I gave the phone to my friend with me in the car that please let him know that I'm driving. I'm going to call him back. So that's how the guy called him and said, bros, the drive, we'll call you back and this and that. So I go home, I called Yomi, and Yomi say, you don't see. I'm like, see what? Say, like, your name is, on the list of players invited to the camp. I was so happy. I was so happy.
You know, one of the things
So
that
that's
I've noticed with the Super Eagles, everybody's excited to get invited to the Super Eagles. And then when you play the Super Eagles, most people end it with regrets. End it with bitterness, with regret, with hate. But one of my pain, I remember speaking to Odio Igalo sometime at the beginning of his career, and I told him, when you go to the Super Eagles, before you came in, the NFF is rubbish. The NFF is rubbish. Don't come now and expect the NFF or the NFA to be like what you see in Europe. Understand that they would all be rubbish. So come with that mindset and try to survive through it. Even though there's the expectation that they're supposed to do some things right and everything is supposed to be up there, but they are never going to be up. Once you put that at the back of your mind, the problem is solved. I don't know if anybody gave you that orientation, right? But journeying through the whole national team, you went on, you won the African Cup of Nations. Let's not bore the audience with all that story because they know. How is it that you were, even in the team of the tournament from the AFCON, you were so good, you didn't make it to the 2014 FIFA World Cup? That's supposed to be like the zenith of your career, your dream, your everything, and you were in good form. What really happened?
It was really, really sad, you know, at that point. It was sad for me, my career, my friends, you know, my family, my teammate, my former teammate and my present teammate at that time. You know, they felt like, you know, this is your time to really showcase yourself. A lot of people don't know that I went to 2010 World Cup in South Africa, but I didn't play. I was part of that team, but I didn't play. I was on the bench throughout. So 2014 for me was 14 was the one that after won the 2013 Nations Cup. I was looking forward to the World Cup. So during that period, I had a call from a friend in England that West Brom want me. This was after the Nations Cup, that West Brom want me, and they passed my number to the agent. His name is Hutan Amadi. He contacted me and he said, I have this deal for you. West Bromwich Albion, they want you. Can you pass me your agent number? I need to discuss with him. And I said, okay. I passed the number from to Hutan, Yomi's number to Hutan. So Hutan and Yomi were talking. So earlier on, like about a week or some days, Hutan now called me. Like, he was upset. Like, bro, what is happening? Your agent want to spoil this deal. He don't want you to, to make this deal. He said we should give him the contact in West Brom, that he wants to be the one to do the deal. And this, I now asked him, I said, what is the problem? He now said, Yomi is asking for 60% of the commission they're going to pay. And he said, bro, it's not done like that. I even agreed to give him 40% of the deal, because he's your agent and you are honest. You gave me his number and you didn't, went behind him to break this deal and everything. That you are honest. So I'm going to give him 40%, but he's asking for 60%. That I cannot work like that. If not, I'm going to look for another striker. They were asking for, I'm the first choice, and Andriano, the one from Shakhtar Donetsk, was the second choice. So he said, look, if your agent not allow you, I will just propose Andriano to them. But you seems like a nice guy. I like you, so I'm going to try to see how I can work this thing with your agent. So from 60%, Yomi is asking for 70. From 70, Yomi is asking for 80. So I called Yomi. I said, Yomi, what is happening? At that point, there's a rumor of war happening in Ukraine. Even in our team, in Dynamo Kiev, they are telling us that if we heard anything, shooting or that we should remain where we are, we should not move. So everybody, even my kids, they stopped going to school. Like, nothing is happening. Everybody is on tense, because you don't know when Russia will finally attack and everything. So I told Yomi, this is the time that I have to leave this country. I'm not safe. I'm going to training. I'm scared. I'm going out. I'm scared. my kids are not going out. My wife is not going out. Everybody, like, Yomi, I need to leave this country. Yomi was like, yes, I have a deal. I have a deal. West Ham wants you and this and that. I said, Yomi, I'm not going to West Ham. I want to go to West Brom. Yomi turned it. Yomi started getting upset, started screaming at me that he's going to, I forgot that he was the one who brought me to this point, that I should make sure that, I gave him that confidence that he's going to, come up with a deal for me. I'm like, Yomi, this deal is what I want. I don't want to wait for your deal. I want to go discuss with this guy and make this deal happen. The next day, Yomi got upset at me, start screaming, insulting my wife, insulting me that I should not. He was even talking to my wife. I was like close to my wife, and he was telling my wife that, look, God, the way he say it in broken English, may God not let us spoil what you don't build. Though. You people have to be careful. That's the word that he said to my wife. My wife was like, Yomi, why are you talking like this? Calm down. Agree with your player. Let him do this deal and everything. To cut the long story short, I end up getting upset and I fired him. I'm like, I sent my lawyer to go to his house and drop him, give him a letter that he's no more my agent, and that is it. So my lawyer went there and served him the letter, and I canceled my contract with him, and I went with Hutan Amadi. That's how I signed with Hutan. Hutan got me that deal. Meanwhile, when Yomi received that letter, 2 days after, Valet is the assistant coach of late Keshi. Yes, Valet called me. Because me and Valet, we are close because he speaks French, I speak French, so we are close. So Valet called me. Valet was like, mon frère, like, you're speaking French, like, what do you have with Yomi? I said, I now explain everything. We spoke more than 3 hours on phone. I broke everything down to Valet, but Valet like, why Yomi? Yomi didn't even say it like this to boss when he came. He was saying something else. It's Yomi, this, that. I'm like, coach, that is the truth of what happened. That I don't owe him anything. I'm even trying to even work with him. He was not the one who brought the deal. I even put him in the deal, and I pushed this other agent to make sure that he has a commission on the deal. But he's asking for too much, and the agent cannot do it. And that's how I left him. So I called the boss. So I said, boss, how you did? Like, Brown, how you did? I said, fine. I said, what you and Yomi have? I said, coach, speak to him. I don't know. I now spoke. He didn't even allow me to like talk. He's like, look, anything that you have with Yomi, go and sort it out. I don't want to be the middleman. Go and sort it out with Yomi. And I said, coach, no problem. We'll sort ourselves out. So Valet now called me the next day. Valet said, Brown, he was speaking in French. He said, Brown, that go and beg Yomi that from the way things are going, my name might disappear from this list. That was what he said. So that was when I knew that I'm not going to the World Cup. But I was not sad. The reason why is I'm about to make my dream move, which is playing in the EPL. So that was like my bag that I was holding. Like, even if I don't go to the World Cup, this is a big achievement for me. So, the list came out. My name was not there. A lot of people go rant on Twitter, rant and talk, but they didn't include my name. My name was not there and everything. So 1 week after.
So pause. I have a problem in all of this. When Yomi took you from Kefi and your deal went through to Switzerland, did Kefi cause any problem?
No.
When all those deals went through, did he go to give Kefi any payment?
He gave Kefi change. Even till today, Kefi is still upset about the thing.
Okay.
He didn't drop any reasonable amount to him.
And Kefi didn't cause any trouble. But just
nothing.
Because you decided to chase your dream, your dream move, which is supposed to be like in the football world where I come from,
a win-win.
A player is the one that decides where he wants to play. An agent is just to facilitate the deal. So this whole thing is hypothetically, I'm saying allegedly, that Yomi wanted to do his own deal so that I guess the commission 100%.
The bulk. Yes.
because the other deal would not give him the commission 100%, he would rather
don't want to accept
the chance of going to the one.
Yes.
This our Nigerian football ecosystem. It go take before we be successful.
That's what really happened.
And because I was trained that you should be most conscious of having 1% of 100% of a deal that is working than trying to get 100% of a deal that will not work. But hey,
that won't. True.
But do you think that when you look back now, do you think that that was the moment everything started going bad for you? Because from that, before that time, everything was going smoothly. After that time, many dramas start coming from everywhere. You think that that was the moment everything started going bad?
I think, and now being the record sign on for West Brom, I think it's a blessing and a curse at the same time. You know, I think it's a blessing and a curse at the same time. But it made me the man I am.
Preseason with them?
No, I did not. I did my preseason in Abuja, running up and down for visa to get my visa. So it was not really smooth. So I got there. I was not really prepared. You know the pace of Premier League now. I was not really prepared. Injury after injury, injury after injury. Before you know, I was depressed because I was not happy. The pressure on my throat, the club, my agent knew that because I didn't really have a good preseason, that's why I can't perform. But the club don't want to hear because it's the record sign on, he has to perform, So me and my agent just agreed that, it's better to leave because the coach called my agent, and we had a meeting, and he said, look, Brian is not in my plan for this season. So I want you to help him. He's a very good lad. He's a very good player, but the style I want to play, he can't fit in that style. Tony Pulis now. Tony Pulis is more like yes. So Brian cannot fit in that style. And I thank him for doing that because some coach will keep on promising you and you will not be playing. So he, it's like a father figure. He spoke to me and he told my agent, look, take care of this boy. He's a very good player. Make sure you put him in a team that know his what. He said coming to West Brom is good, but West Brom was not at the peak when he should come. Like the style of play of West Brom at that time, I'm not supposed to,
sign for West Brom. Didn't they know that before they agreed to sign him?
I don't know.
Okay, so there is this story that keep reoccurring. And this last 11 years, I've heard this story many times. And, every time I tell you, let's have a talk, like, bros, don't worry, I'll talk to you when I'm ready. There's this story that you bought a house for your mom in first time. One day, your family pissed you off, you got angry, you chased them out of the house, and you sold the property. That's like, okay, how does that work? They call it the African tax. Like when you make it, or your family, everybody start leeching on you or depending on you. But then, when I was playing up, my dream is make money and take care of my family. So that story kept coming. I need you to clear the air. Was it really true, or the agreement, or what happened?
I don't. In fact, this is the first time I'm even hearing this. Now. I'm the last born of 7.
Yeah, I know.
You understand? And the whole 7, I'm the only person that God has blessed. And you know how it is with African families. Since it's you that God give the cap, now you go take care of everybody, which I don't have problem with. I don't have problem. I do for over 16 years. I add West Brom own. Ocean Boys own too. If I remove Ocean Boys, it's 15. Ocean Boy, 16 years. I've been doing my best. Trying to make sure that everything is okay. When I signed Dynamo Kiev, the money was good. So my mom and my brothers, we are staying in 2-bedroom in Ikotu at that point. So my dream was, after securing this contract, I'll buy a house for my mom, which I did. Yomi was the one who I gave the money. Yomi was the one who who flew to Nigeria, bought the house, do everything, send me the paper, DHL, I sign everything. House was bought. Then start of renovation, renovate everything, fix it to the way that house is the only house that the color is different. It's in Festac. I don't want to give too much details,
I know
but
where
it's
it
in
is. Don't worry.
Festac.
Don't worry. I know where it is.
Exactly. It's the only house that is different in that close. The only house that is different in that close. So I fixed the house well, to my mom's standard. AC, free chair, new TV, everything was fixed by Yomi, because Yomi was the one who do all those things. Fixed, send me video, everything was propped. So one day I was driving to training. I was still in Dynamo Kiev then. I was driving to training. My mom called me like, this place is very quiet. Oh, that I'm alone here, this and that and that. No good to stay alone. I said, Mom, go and bring my niece them to come and stay with you. That house is too big for you to stay alone. Now, why you want to just stay alone there? So normally she go to bring my niece, some of them come to stay. And because they are schooling, they don't stay there because it's far away from where they school. So sometimes they go back, they don't come to her, so she's alone. Then I told her, I said, go and speak to my dad, elder brother, so you can bring some of the children to stay with you there in the house. So you can, feel free. They can be cooking for you. You can just relax and enjoy. She didn't accept to do that. So she was not happy there. I don't know the reason why, but she was not happy. And one day we had a call, and I told her, I'm like, so what do you want to do, since you are saying this house is too big for you, and you are not, you don't want to bring people to come stay with you. I don't want people to put eye in your son's money. Or I don't know, but she's just not happy. Let me just put it that way. So I asked her, so what do you want to do? She said, okay, she can't stay here alone, that she will go to stay with my elder sister. That's how I said,
That's
okay.
What's her name again?
Vera.
Yeah, Vera.
I said, okay, if you want to do that, no problem. You can do that. So at the moment, since that time that they left, they went back. Someone went to the house, the agent that, that I put, that the house is on, that went back to her, said the house is messed up, that he don't know what they did in the house, that the house is messed up. Whoa. So I don't know what happened. I believe that is my niece that she's bringing there, like hands on the wall. No, that's not my problem. Like, it's a house. You can repent it. That's not my problem. But I don't know the reason why she said she want to go stay with my elder sister. So that house, I'm talking to you at this moment, that house, a banker is staying there, and the banker is paying rent yearly. I didn't sell the house for nothing.
Then, Brian, your life, the drama of your life, plenty.
Because everybody want to control me, and they feel like I'm still the last born, and they feel like I'm a small boy. Like, they don't know that person, he grow to one extent. Like, there's certain things you can't do.
Because when I look at you, and I look at Osime, and I look at Odio Igalo, I was like, okay, all these children, they have one thing in common. They're all from Edo State. Why are they always fighting? Osime, his in-law, his sister fighting. As the wife issue, but I mean, he's got his family put together. I love him for that. And then let me remember the name of this woman now. One Ukrainian woman out of nowhere say you be the papa of her. Now, this is what got me.
What?
You're the father of our 3 children. This is the one that really got me. So first off, I was like, okay, Brian, Ideye, you need to take care of children. You have the first child. He's not a responsible father. You have the second child, he's not a responsible father. You still spread wide again, get the third one. What's the story? And then behind, I remember your response was that some friends are using her to blackmail you. It's hard for me because also when I was in Sweden, I had that kind of blackmail. I mean, some people claim that they're working for me for Romania. Thank God it's not a social media era. And that story just
Mm-hmm.
because an extortion ring by some guys. Eastern Europe. If
Mm-hmm.
you never lived in Eastern Europe, you know that they do anything to take money off you.
Yeah.
How did your wife? Because it's not about you now. You're a man. How did your wife deal with that drama as a woman? I mean,
She knows.
it's your
She
law.
she she knows the man she got married to, and she knows literally everything that I'm doing when I was in Ukraine. At that time, I was in Ukraine. Bros, we didn't even have time to go see our family because we play every 3 days. If we are not playing Europa Cup, we are playing Champions League. You understand? And the story did not add up. When you, just like you said, you claim you have 3 children, you gave birth to the first one, the father is not responsible. You gave birth to the second one, no. You gave birth to the third one, no. And the father is living in that same country with you. You did not raise alarm. You did not go to the U. There's nobody in Ukraine that don't know the stadium of Dynamo Kiev. You did not carry placard. If this type of person that I don't even know, this woman, so I'm telling you, this woman, this picture that they are using, I've not even walk past this type of person for road, not even have coffee or tea or get a gift. You know, as they send card they give players for clubhouse. I've not received anything from this type of person. So this whole story, that's why I said, remember your first question to me was the 3 things that I regret. I said friend,
Best
good.
friend,
I said best friend, and I said
coach.
friend, and I said coach. So this category now fall with the best friend, someone that I called, 2 guys that I call my best friend. Immediately, I've been taking care of them before I left, Dynamo Kiev. I paid their house rent, paid their children's school fees, bought a car for them, though it's not big, bought a car for them, take care of their needs. They drive my car, they come to my house, they eat my food, they sleep in my house, they do everything. The burden is getting too much for me. You understand? And they are the reason why I felt like if I leave this country, I will not have anything to do with these guys anymore. These are guys they say they can call me anytime. They can come to my garage and pick my car and they drive, no problem. So the blessing and the curse was announcing how much they paid me in West Brom. You understand? Immediately I signed in West Brom. That was when this whole thing started.
Everybody started expecting their shares. Like
I got a message. Yes, I got a message from this guy, one of them. Bro, can you help me? I have some family issue, this, that. Because meanwhile, I've left Ukraine. I'm not paying their house rent. I'm not paying for their children's school fees. They are not seeing pocket money anymore. You understand? But bros, I make money for Ukraine. I make money. I make good money. You understand? So giving 5K, 2K, 3K, 10K, 15K was nothing to me at that point.
In
because
dollars.
I'm making dollars. Yeah, dollars. Because I was making good money. I was making very good money. And Ukraine was where I really fixed my life.
No,
you understand?
Every day I drive past that house in Parkview, I always tell myself that I'm happy for this, my brother. So I know
it was Ukraine that I tied him. That one is a little bit in Ukraine. It was a little bit. So let me just cut that part out. Then these guys started writing me, money. I keep on giving. But it gets to a point. I'm like, I cannot do this anymore. Bros, the day I said no, that was the day this whole baby thing started. Oh, you have, you have a baby here, you have a baby there, you need to pay money. And this same page have contacted me so many times that if I want them to stop all the things they are doing, I have to give them, I think then it was like 450K dollars. and I screenshot it. I sent to my lawyer. Do you know that they track this page up the way to Ukraine? That to know that it's someone in Ukraine that is doing this thing. It's not someone from outside. It's not from, because then I was suspecting to say maybe in a back home, my family they do it. Because then so I had some issues with my family. You understand? So I was thinking it was them. You understand? So this whole thing started from when I signed for West Brom. So my lawyer said, look, the day you're going to pay, one day you pay all your life. As far as you don't know this person, you have never encountered this person, you have nothing, don't you ever reply a message from them or send them a money. You claim that, people just see something on social media. They just, assume. I saw, like, I don't know what happened. One day I was going to my phone. I saw that there is a page in Nigeria. I think it's something like, I can't remember the page now. They carry the news. I was like, I told my lawyer, I said, look, I think these people should serve them a letter so they know that it's not every news you carry. They contacted me? No. They didn't even ask me if Brown, look what we saw. Is it true? Is it lie? Or what is happening? None. They splash it on their timeline. Everybody start viewing, everybody start calling me. You claim that you have 2 kids or 3 kids with someone. That period when I was in Ukraine, I was with my wife throughout. I even gave birth to my second child there in Ukraine. My wife gave birth to the second child. I was living there. Everybody knew me. I was the talk of the town. Like, if truly this thing that this person is claiming that happened, by now I wouldn't be here where I am. You understand?
When I
I would
get
not be here.
suspicions was the fact that no major Ukrainian newspaper was running the story. And if you've ever lived in
Bro,
Europe,
and one thing, bro, sorry, and one more, sorry to cut you. One more thing. You claim you have 2 or 3 kids with someone. You have a relationship with someone, like the person is claiming, the page or what people are claiming. That person, you don't get one picture of you and the person, even for restaurant or in leg or in bed or in somewhere. This one, a person that you said that you have 3 kids for. You don't have one photo, one picture of the person with you. Even though the person, the name Joel that they are using is from an interview that I did in France, in West Brom, that they asked me, that first day I got to West Brom, they asked me, this name you have on my hand there. Yeah. I put my dad name and his son name and the date my dad died. So they asked me about it. I said, yeah, it's my dad and the day he passed. So that name now was the name they are using to say it's one of the son, it's one of the boy name is Joel. You understand? People don't know this thing. People don't get fat. They just see news. They just jump that was the name on my hand. That is Joel. Bros, for me, I feel like you should not just believe what you saw or what you see on social media. Sure. Because you don't really know the truth. If it is true, if it is false, you don't know. Without even asking the person or reaching out to the person to know if what he or she is passing through, or if what you saw is the fact of it. I think you are the first person that I've, like really had this about this matter, this conversation with. I said I will not speak about it. I will not do an interview about it. I will not tell anybody. So you are the first person that I'm even giving a really deep dive into the whole matter. I've never spoke about it because I'm like, they have threatened me several times that if I don't pay them, they're gonna destroy my name, they're gonna drag me, the whole world is gonna know that I'm a bad person. Meanwhile, every club that I've played from the era of West Brom, count it, to Ali Amouk in Kuwait, every club that I've played, these people have been sending letter to say, oh, I have a wife here, I have 3 kids, I'm not feeding the kids, I'm not taking care of the kids, that the kid need money and everything. The reason why I stopped following anybody on my social media was because they was writing up to the coach. They were writing up to the coach of the team. Send the coach pictures and image of the children. I don't know where they got their children from. Said, I'm the father of the children. I'm not giving them money. Mark this thing. I'm the father of the children. I'm not giving them money. It's always on every message they send to everybody. And that's why I unfollow everybody. And still, they are still writing people, friend or friend or friend.
Why didn't you unfollow me, sir?
No. On Twitter, they haven't. Maybe on Twitter they didn't know that it's me yet. Maybe if the page is verified, they will start on Twitter because they thought they'll be thinking maybe it's just a random person that using my name. But if the page is verified, they will start. You understand? They will start.
Okay, so there's this thing that they will say, never speak ill of the dead. Do you hold grudges against Nkechi?
Never. Do you know that I've never spoke about this thing?
I know.
I've never spoke about it. I've never. I've never spoke about it because of the respect I have for him. I've never spoke about it.
I know. You know, the first time I reached out to you and I asked you, let's talk about it. You said no, for the sake of the love that I have. No. I remember you tell me, this is what you said to me, that, Baba, whether I verse or I not verse, that's because you make me win Nations Cup. So,
yeah,
he carry me go to the World Cup. He also dropped people to carry me go at AFCON. That's what you said. And
yes.
You know, I told you that time that, okay, let's not talk about it because the heat is too much. Let's not talk about it. We'll have time to talk about it. It's hard anyway, especially it was a time when I was just starting this business, doing online. I wanted viral story. And when you said push back, and it was okay. First of all, thank you for agreeing to talk now. Now, when you look back, you know, in 2002, when Sondolise had this problem with the national team, himself, George, and a few other players were banned. And come from going to the World Cup. It was similar to your own, but your own, you didn't have a problem. It was just the fact that you that happened. Do you look back and say, but your teammates were supposed to speak up for you? Do you look at your teammates and look at them like that, or you say, I mean, they didn't have anything, they couldn't have done anything?
But they couldn't have done anything, man. If no matter what they say to Big Boss at that point, or no matter how they try to get to the root of the matter to ask him, like, what is it? You know, now nobody have the balls to really go to Big Boss and say, you have to do this. You know, he has his own thing and he's done. You know, that's the I don't feel I was not upset about what he did. I was not upset about the players that they did not really go out to, you know, fought for me and everything. But it's over, man. I just moved on.
We know the players, Stephen Keshi. We know the coach, Stephen Keshi. Who is the man, Stephen Keshi, to you? Like the man, Stephen Keshi, that you know?
It's an amazing person, like a father figure. When it's time to be serious, you see him there. When it's time to play and to joke about everything, he's a nice man. I had no grudge concerning what happened in the World Cup. Me not going to the World. I don't, because I knew that he kickstart from Yomi. If Yomi has not really, went to him and paints me as a bad person, that I want to follow a white guy now. I heard the story, but to be honest with you, bros, let's just move on. Let's leave that case.
There's a player in the 2013 team that is always seen as a folklore hero. The guy, the hero that won us the Nations Cup, Sunday Umba. And going to the Nations Cup, people didn't even expect him to make that team, right? You know how that team, you guys struggled. First game against Burkina Faso, draw. Against Zambia, draw, and then Ethiopia, you guys won 2-0. Victor Moses was on fire. Now, Sunday Umba broke all the stereotype of an home-based player coming into the Super Eagles, messing up with the big boys, you guys. Talk to me about Sunday Umba, the Sunday Umba that you know in camp. That is different.
I can hear you.
Yeah. So talk to me about the Sunday Umba that you know.
Oh, it's a joke. It's a very nice person, kind, good hearted person, and we are still friends till today. You know, he came to my house the other day, and you know, I keep on saying to him that if you that gave the country that AFCON no verse for not going to the World Cup, me, I don't have the right, because you are the one who literally gave us that tournament. And there's no excuse why you cannot, even if they can't carry anybody, they have to carry you. You are like you need to be there. And you know, he was not there. So what would be I'm nobody, man, for me to be upset. You know, the only thing that can make me speak or spoke then when the list came out is if I'm Sunday Umba. You understand? If I'm the one who gave Nigeria that day, that
No way,
victory,
it's not really way.
bros, I'm telling you, I will go to see the president and say, this World Cup, I have to go. But you know, they're just people that they, you know, put together to support the team. That's how they see it. Because they said without Emenike, me, I'm nothing. That's what they said. They said without Emenike, some of the like me, that's why I see I don't like to read blogs or to read social media. This thing happened from the national camp. That's when I stopped it. When I saw what they are writing about me, like some people don't care about the victory of the team is who score. That's the first thing they care about. We won the tournament. They were like, what thing even do? No be only one going score, you know, things like that. People like they forgot easily that without the effort from the goalkeeper to the top man there, you will not succeed in football. Football is not like long tennis that you can do it yourself. It's teamwork. So
Let's bring
that's
that.
it.
Let's bring that thing. Let's like one fight that I've had with my friend and brother Kenneth Umiro is that Kenneth Umiro always tell me that this current team is more talented than that team, but that team have more heart. Your team have more heart than this team.
That's it.
But
That's it.
do you agree that this team have more talent than your team?
Yes.
No,
Do
but I
you know?
know.
Do you know? You know how I put
I
it.
know.
You know how
Okay,
I
so
put it.
let me put it this way. Let me share my own first. Then you explain to me. There is nobody in this team that can cancel out Moses Simon. I mean Victor Moses. There is nobody.
Mm-hmm.
There is nobody in this team that can cancel out Mikel Obi. Let the heavens fall. There is nobody in
Okay.
this team that can cancel Eddie Ogeni or Nazi. Let the heavens fall.
Okay.
There is nobody in
Okay.
this team that can cancel Vincent Nyama, that can cancel Joseph Yobo, that can cancel what's it called, Juwon Shaniwo, then Brian
Mm-hmm.
then Emenike. There's nobody. So how is this team more talented? The only player in this team that walks straight into that team is Victor Osimhen. In my opinion, I might be wrong.
Yes, you can see
Prime,
that.
Prime Ahmed
Sorry.
Musa will eliminate
Mm-hmm.
anybody in this team. So how is this
Mm-hmm.
more talented than that team?
I think Kennedy is talking about papers, not he's talking about like this team has more talented players on paper than our team. Because if you check our lineup from the goalkeeper to Emenike, there's no one in the top apart from Victor Moses and Mikel that they are in Chelsea, England. Which other player that is a well-known star, or like the way their team is now? You have Lukman, you have Victor Osimhen, you have Iwobi, you have almost all apart from the goalkeeper, almost all the players they are one way in EPL, and they are playing week in, week out. Ajayi, is it Ajayi or Ajayi? Basi, Ola Aina, Sanusi, the left back, he's playing in Porto.
Yeah.
So if you check all of them, they are in top clubs, not like our squad. Our squad. Then I was in where I was I was in France. No, I was in the Dynamo Kiev then. Okay, Dynamo Kiev we play Champions League, but it was not like it was not. You can't use
You
Dynamo
don't
Kiev
have
to compare Arsenal.
players in your squad that did not have club.
Exactly. What
Okay.
club? What club is Mba at
Not
that point?
over.
Godfrey
Obama,
Babuna.
Sunshine Stars. The one exactly
Even
one.
Kenneth Omeru, Juwon, even Kenneth Omeru, what club is he not in Turkey? He's playing now. Or where is he playing at that period? Even Onazi, okay, Onazi is in Lazio,
As you.
but yeah, it was not really playing that much. Apart from Mikel and Moses, that we know that they are there. The
And then
team it's not about yes, Aniyama. So the team is totally different from this present team.
So what made your team tick? Because I mean, it's proven that stars are not getting it in this.
I'm not getting it. Yeah.
So what made your team tick? What can we borrow from that 2013 team? Don't forget that it didn't take 5 years to put that team together. It was about
Yeah.
2 years to put
Short.
that together. So what can we borrow from that team to make this team work? And why is it that? Because it is said that the Super Eagles would never respect an indigenous coach. What was it about Stephen Keshi that make it easy for you guys to respect him that we don't see now? We've seen Eguavon, we've seen Finidi, we've seen Joint Eguavon Amonike. It is clear as daylight that these players they not send the indigenous coach. Wetin make una send Stephen Keshi and right now people don't send these indigenous coaches?
Before coming to the camp, you have a chat with him. He will tell you that look, even if you are not coming, I have 2 or 3 other players that I can invite. So you coming, you have to give your all. And if you said, I'm coming to give my all, you have your invitation. You come and you give your all. If you come to the camp, you are not, putting what he wants you to do, you don't get your invite anymore. And the reason why a lot of people don't joke with it is we have players sitting out there not playing. So if you are playing, you have to make sure you give everything. If you check the bench, we have players that are hungry to play. Even some of them are upset that they are not playing. But he didn't even bother to even look them in the eyes. Man. He just do his thing, put his 11, and that is it. Ike was really upset. He thought that he's going to be regular in the team. But when what Keshi saw in training, was not what he wanted. So Ike start coming in, from the bench, and he was not happy about it. But Keshi did not look at it because then he was playing where? I think Villarreal, or where is he playing at that point? So for Keshi, it's not about what club you're playing. He's telling Mikel every day that look, if you can't do the job, there's 2, 3 people outside that can do it. You understand? And that tournament means a lot for Mikel because Mikel have never really won something big for the national team, apart from the Olympic that they went and he won. Is it?
No, at that time he had not gone to the Olympics. It was on the under 23.
No. The one that he played, the one that they played with, the one that he played with
after.
Messi.
No, that he didn't go for that.
It was that.
He didn't go.
No, he went now. I saw.
He didn't go.
I saw it.
No, he went for under 20 and lost to Messi in the finals.
Yes, that was what I'm saying. That
it's not the Olympics. No, that's not the Olympics. The Olympic Messi.
That's not the Olympics.
Yeah, the one he won bronze.
Okay. So he has never really, won something major like this, like something big like this, like the Nations Cup. So for him too, he saw that team like, with this team, I can really achieve it. Right from the match against Ivory Coast, when we won against Ivory Coast, Mikel started seeing a different atmosphere in the team. He started having, he opened himself more to us because he's this very close person. So Mikel became that player that you can run to, that player that can play with you, that can have a conversation with you and everything. So everybody in that team is welcoming. We support each other. If we fight in the pitch, as soon as we left the pitch, it's over. We go to each other's room, we talk, we know why we are there, we encourage each other, we support each other, we don't criticize each other. And and the discipline in camp, everybody tried to stay, to stay disciplined. If she said, look, bedtime 8 o'clock, I don't want to hear noise, and that's how it's gonna be. I guess for me, I feel like it's the discipline part that really gave us that trophy, because everybody was scared of him, and scared of leaving the camp. They don't want to leave the camp because they felt like this time there's something different in this team that I can't put my finger on.
So one of the special players for me in 2013. I mean, all you guys are special. I like Emenike. We call him Ogunigwe back in the day in radio when I was in Betrayal. And I like Victor Moses because the thing about Victor Moses for me was, if you give him the ball in Nigeria goal line, it's not passing sideways. We are going forward. That's
Forward.
What I don't buy. Like, put 10 million people in front of him. That guy will bulldoze.
He will go past them, yeah.
But there's a guy in the team that whenever the team list come out, there's always that one player you want to see on the team. I love Luka. I love there's finesse to his game,
Yeah.
People might have issues with his personality, which I sometimes do have, but his game was fine, as far as I'm concerned. Eddie Ogeni Onazi was this guy who, he was just the guy. It was the N'Golo Kante, unsung hero.
Yeah, it was.
But it just felt like if he's not there, then there's a problem. Talk to me about Eddie Ogeni.
He was one of the player that really helped us in that middle. You understand? And even when they asked him to play from right back, with no complaint, he went there. He did his job. So he's this type of player that you need. Every team need a player like that can do the dirty job, that can do the tackles, do the marking, the pass. He can pass the ball. He can win balls. He can for me, I feel like that tournament is he brought out a lot of talent from so many of us that we didn't really know that we had. Like, I'd never played from the flank before, but with Keshi, I was playing from everywhere.
I was going there. From 2006 or 2000, yes, from 2006, Ocean Boys up until 2013, you were a point man.
Yeah.
You were giving the ball to Brown, and Brown takes the ball to the net. And then you played on that Keshi, and all of a sudden, you were drifting wide, or you were playing as the Amokashi or the link-up man that link up to Emenike. Did you not see it like a step down, like a step back? Because, again, when you look at your game, you kind of like feel like, I mean, I'm supposed to compete with Emenike. Why is he taking the lead when I'm taking the backseat? Did you feel like that? Or you look at it like, you know what, bro, Oshobe not the one my work. Let's go and do this thing and get it done.
At first, I felt sad, when I came to the camp. When we arrived at the camp, when he picked his 11-11, Emenike is playing from there, I'm playing from here. I say Emenike is scoring, I'm scoring. Emenike is doing something, wow, me, I'm doing something amazing. So the competition was there, and he don't want to drop me, he don't want to drop Emenike. And he wants to play the two of us because he see me like a player that is free-minded. He see me like a player that I can really help the team. Instead of me and Emenike sharing a position, Emenike don't have a lot of pace like the way I have. Emenike is more like a bulldozer, like hit and block and everything. And me, I'm more like a player that can run in behind. I don't ask. Emenike asks the ball on the field. Me, I don't ask the ball on the field. I like to run behind. So if you put those two together, by the time Emenike is coming short, I'm going long. That was how we scored the first goal. Emenike came short, asked for Mikel for the ball. I run behind. Mikel threw the pass. I set it for Emenike. Emenike came from behind. Boom, 1-0. So that was what. There's one day that he tried that tactic in training. We just had like a mini training game, and it worked. Even me, I was surprised that I can even play from there. But defending was a bit difficult for me. But when it comes to attacking, come and see the way I'm. And He put it on the midfielder and said, every time we win the ball, the first pass is to Brown. That's why you see that it's like I'm everywhere in the pitch. The first pass. If Mikel win the ball, the first person he's looking for is me. Because he knows I'm going to run. He knows Emenike will come short. He knows I'm going to run behind. So weeks before the tournament, Big Boss called me into his room. He said, look, it was a very good camp with you. I love the way you play. And but we have one problem. I was scared. I was thinking he's going to say, we have to drop you or, something happened. He said, look, I want to play three up front. I want to play you. I want to play Menike. I want to play Moses,
Okay.
and I want to play Umba behind Emenike. So can you play from the right? But from the right, it doesn't mean that you stay there. I want the three of you to just be changing. But most times, I want you to be on the right. I said, Coach, I will do it. The reason why I accepted that offer was because if I did not accept it, we might struggle to get to the point that we got to, which is winning it. Why? Because I know that we don't have another player like me in that camp that run behind. I'm the only player who do that running behind. We don't have a striker who do that. And in a team, you need one striker that can be doing that to destabilize the defenders. So I sacrifice my position. I'm like, yeah, I'll do it. That's how I secure my spot in that 11.
Let's talk about legends now. When you were growing up, who were the players, whether Nigerian or international players, that you looked at? Zlatan Ibrahimovic said he studied Ronaldo da Lima. And different players, Messi studied Maradona, different players like that. Who did you study to create this running, pressing? You're one of the best players when it comes to high pressing. Who did you study?
To be honest with you, I love Drogba and I love Ibrahimovic. I watch them. Ibrahimovic, when it comes to his skills, the way he passed the ball, the way, Drogba too, when it comes to his skill, his speed, fast, strong, those two players for me are, the players I really study to see how they place themselves, how they, take on defenders. And Ibrahimovic can score. I've scored with literally everywhere of my body in my football career, almost everywhere. You understand? Head, chest, right foot, left foot, back, like literally everywhere. So Ibrahimovic brought that. So I studied him too. Drogba, I played against him when I was in West Brom, and I told him, I said, look, when I was a kid, I look forward to you, and seeing you here is, one of my dream. And he was happy. My kids were there, my wife, we took pictures together, and he just told me, he said, look, always give your best, always give 100%. And if you know you cannot do that, ask for them to change you. And I've been doing that. Anytime I know that I'm tired, I don't push myself. I put my hand up and I'm out. Because the reason why he said that is when you struggle, you tend to do a lot of mistakes.
Yeah.
People start seeing you as not perfect, that you are not good. So if you are tired, yes, if you are tired, don't push it. Just change yourself. Just ask for them to change you. So that's what I got from him.
Well, so as we, walk down the final lap of this conversation, I need you to name your all-time greatest 5 Nigerian players. All-time greatest. Not necessarily the ones you play with, but all-time greatest top 5 Nigerian players.
Yobo.
Okay.
JJ, Kanu, Yekini, between Sunday Ulysses and Amokachi now. Between both, but I will go with Amokachi.
Nice. So, top 5 players you played with in Nigeria, in the national team. Top 5 players
In
you
the
played with.
national team,
Yes, sir.
Yobo, Emenike, Mikel, Moses.
One more. That's just for Yobo, Emenike, Mikel, and
Mikel,
Moses.
Moses. Uh I'll put Onazi to it.
Now, outside of Nigeria, different clubs you played with, top 5 coaches you've worked with, apart from Stephen Kechi or any Nigerian coach, top 5 coaches you've worked with in your life.
Marco Silva, Tony Pulis, Avren George.
I've enjoyed. Where was that?
It was in West Brom when he was the one who bought me.
Okay.
Nestor Clausen. He was the one who gave me the nickname Crazy Horse, Shovafu. Um, who there's one more, but I've called Michael Silva now.
Yeah, Marco Silva, Tony
So
Pulis,
that's for
George.
Ribrov, the guy in Dynamo
And how
Kiev.
much? Yeah, Sergio Rebrov,
Yeah,
former
Sergey Ribrov. Yeah.
strike partner of Andrei Shevchenko, was a
Yes,
fantastic guy. That guy was predicted to be the guy was going to be the greatest striker.
he can shoot from anywhere, from
Oh,
anywhere.
and Tottenham signed him and he became shit like Tottenham. You know.
He's a very good player. I feel like his height is what affects him a lot.
Valbuena.
In England, you can't have that type of height in England and you want
Yeah,
to play
he
good
was in
football.
Valbuena. He wanted to be top striker, and he
Yeah,
wanted
you
to sign
can't.
for a shitty club. Okay,
Yeah.
so let's look at memories now. Let's look at memories. Your top 10 football moment of your career. Moments, different moment. Top 10. Because I know you have a lot, and so I'm going to put 10. 5 will be disservice to you. So 10.
Yeah. My first goal in Zamax. Uh, my first goal in FC Sochaux because it felt like it would never come. I was doing the job perfectly, everything, but my first goal, man, and that period I just had my first son. So that one meant a lot to me. And my goal against Mönchengladbach with Dynamo Kiev in the Champions League, the one I chipped that we qualified, that took us to the group stage in Champions League. And there's one goal I scored against Metalurg Donetsk. We need to win to pass Shakhtar Donetsk to win the league to pass Shakhtar Donetsk. So it was 93 minutes, and I scored 92 minutes, I think like 30 seconds, something like that. Away win. And my first goal in EPL. And my when I saw my contract in China, my first goal too in China. So it's like a wow moment. So I have to put that too. My first goal too in Malaga, Spain. These are the ones that really was really like off my shoulder. I think that's it.
What happened in China? Because it was a big deal. Like it was like,
Yeah.
oh boy, I don't go collect my money. Oh, I don't go collect my money. Encourage Brad, so good money, but then the game just didn't work. What happened?
The thing is that the coach that brought me, was at that time we are not really doing very well. You understand? We the foreign players, we didn't really blend to really give the team that lift that they want. You have to have like 3 foreign base to start a game.
Yeah.
So the coach is still reshuffling, he's still trying to see how he can fit the team. But we lost a lot of games. We sometimes we failed to win at home, and they just sacked him. And they brought in a new coach, and he has his player from Portugal that he want to bring, his striker from Portugal that he want to bring, and they said I should go. They pay me off, and that's it.
When you look back in your career today, are there regrets?
Never. No,
Would
no
you,
regret. I didn't have
would you,
none.
would you say that football have made you rich, like you're successful?
I I don't think I will be successful in any other field if it's not football. From day one, for me, it's football. And I'll say yes, football made me the man I am today. Football gave me everything I have today. Football made me see the world because I literally see the world through football. I can't use my money to fly and see the world, but football allowed me to do this. And I'll say yes to that. Without football, football made me the man I am today.
On hindsight, your wife made the greatest decision 16 years ago. But 16 years ago, you were one team dirty. You're still fine, but you're one team rough boy. How did you convince this woman, this fine woman, to say, follow me and they go somewhere? What did you tell her?
It was God that brought us together. It was not man. I met her in the flight when we are going to Ghana on that we're home base Super Eagles on that 23. We are going to Ghana for a friendly game. So we met in the flight. I was the only one who have business class ticket, business class boarding pass. Nobody know how it happened. They bought economy class for everybody. That's why I said it was meant to be. So she was sitting beside me. I was sitting no, she was sitting on the window side. I was sitting on the aisle. So that's how it happened. That's how we met. And I'm like, no, I was a bit shy. She's like, where are you guys going? Because she saw we are wearing the green and everything. She's like, are you guys going for a game? I say, yes, we're going to Ghana to play against Ghana. So, I have the courage to ask for a number. Then that's how I got a number. When we came back to Nigeria, I called her. From there, the rest, history.
You're one of the few people that football gave a wife.
Yes, so.
And
Yes, that was God. God literally
God put
gave
his
her
hand,
to
he moved
me.
you to business class.
I'm telling you, nobody knew how, because they bought economy ticket for everybody, but how I got a business class boarding pass, no one knows.
Every footballer in the world makes one stupid decision in terms of spending. Some 10, some 20. Name the worst 3 decisions you've ever made since you started playing football.
Buying 2 extra car in England when the club already gave us car. I'm a car freak. I love car. And I have a crazy watch collection, and the value of the watch when I bought it, if I bought it without the diamond, it would have, by now, if I want to sell it, I can sell it like triple the price. But because I put a lot of diamonds on it, I could not sell it even double the price. So the price just dropped. So that's the 3 things. That's the 3. So I see the watch every day and I go, like, what have I done? Like, and now I'm not the type now that I've gone past that stage to be wearing all those bling 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 things out. So I'm more like a toned down now. But I wish I did not put stone on it. I could sell it now, but so it's just there with no value.
Well, it is what it is. Thank you very much for your time. I'm very grateful that you agreed to share. It's been 11 years. Please don't wait another 11 years before we talk again. I'll talk to you. We'll keep talking. And thank you very much for
No problem.
sharing your thoughts.
Thank you for
I
having
don't know
me.
why you always agree to talk to me openly, but I must have done something right, I guess. Thank
It's
you.
all good, man. Thank
Yeah,
you very much.
bye. Have a wonderful time.